Well, of course.
साउंड में आज
Yes.
अटेंड करना है। अयोध्या की बात होगी। हाँ बताओ। हाँ किसका?
ड्रोन मोबाइल एनडीवीए के उसको ऊपर में क्या होता है?
That's good. Remarkable. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are waiting for you. You are connected.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I think
Dr. Sam.
if you open, you can talk. You can talk for a minute or so. We'll wait. We'll just coordinate just now. So others can talk. I think you are seeing each other.
Well, the whole webinar is going extremely well. I think you have an excellent response, and I think.
Yes, sir.
Ganesh Sahab, how is New York otherwise?
Oh,
Current situation.
good morning. Good morning. Well,
Good morning.
New York has been leader in so many things, and it is also leader in Corona. It's probably the most seriously infected place.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. First, Misra will speak. Then
Are
we
you
will
able to
listen.
go out?
No, we don't go out. We stay home. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So home delivery, all food stuffs and all that. Yeah. Only some very emergency type serious we go out. That also with mask and all precautions. Yeah.
Indramani Saab, Mishra is still, I don't see connected. He's not there.
Indramani was there. I
He's
just saw
aligned
him.
with
Yeah. I find him. I'll do something now. I'll find him. Just a minute. He has joined.
yeah.
Just a minute. Mishra ji, just hold on for a second.
Good morning, Indramani.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. कैसे हैं आप?
बहुत अच्छे.
Yes.
So far, so good.
Thank you. Your presence is so encouraging. We will find as an umbrella.
Well, it's a good revision and catching up of things for me, so it's very good.
What we are trying to get, then we are requesting them to change their sometimes content also.
Yeah.
It should penetrate the audience. And because whatever we are doing for the participants. So
Indramani, you have to increase your bandwidth. Your bandwidth is low, so we cannot hear you clearly.
Okay, just
Okay. I think Indramani Saab, we can start. I think he is there. Ashok Mishra ji.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. You are there now. Okay.
Yeah.
Dear friends, I welcome all of you for this webinar. This is our 5th webinar. And today we have 2 speakers, Dr. Ashok Mishra from IIT Kharagpur. Can you please unmute all the mics, please? Just a second. Can you unmute all the mics, please? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have another speaker, Dr. Shubhendu Shankar Rai, and it's interesting talks. Before that, I want to share a few minutes, one or couple of minutes with you. Chetu, can you please put the slide? Number 1 is our feedback forms are not being filled by the participants. So it becomes difficult for us to plan any other changes we want to have. And from last 4 webinar experiences, we found out something about question answers. We could not answer all the questions. So we tried to make now this particular message, you can read it. You want to question the presenters, please use the feedback link. Because during the presentation, if you send some text to me to ask the presenter, it is very difficult. Because we are all working in our homes, each one of us in lockdown mode. So we don't have that facility very fast to react. Number 2, the training program, we have decided to give maximum time as it was planned before. And we are going to make it interactive. I think in the training program, somebody's mic is there. Can you block all the mics, please? Can you, only my mic, please? Okay. And interactive. So which means after each one of the topics, anybody can raise a question. So I want those people who are listening through Facebook also, please, if you have the link, click and join. Come into the meeting so you can ask questions. You can raise your hand. Those who are attendees also, you can raise your hand. Those who are panelists also can raise their hand. I want panelists also who are all in panelists, who can see the videos. You also raise the questions, ask questions if you don't understand the particular topic. So it becomes easier for us to exactly understand how much you've gone through and how much you have to put in. So you can raise your hand. The panelists who have raise your hand, that you have got a button on the right hand side, raise your hand. We will see it and stop. So it will be interactive. that's all in this one. Please remove the slide share. And now I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Indramani to introduce the speaker and the rest of the program. Thank you, Dr. Indramani.
Thank you, Dr. Syed. Professor Singh and friends, welcome to this webinar, fifth day. And as Professor Singh mentioned, that's going very well in his assessment. If it is going very well, then we are very happy. And we are trying to make it more useful, So we are in continuous touch with the speakers, and we are requesting them, like I talked to Sony and said that it should not be theoretical. So he said, sir, I will change the topic and the title, content, etc. So that way we are trying to improve, friends. And as we know that it is agricultural engineering, machinery, soil water, processing, all. So we are trying to make a optimal mix of the content and topics. And that's why today we have Ashok Mishra. He will be speaking on IoT and irrigation. And then we will have SS Ray, and he will be speaking on, satellite imagery and its use in agriculture. Dr. Mishra is a very, young researcher, I will say, and he's a professor of land and water resources engineering at the Agriculture and Food Engineering Engineering in 1996, and earned his MTech and PhD both from IIT Kharagpur. During his PhD, he got that fellowship for completing his research. He was in Germany, Hanover, University of Hanover, and after PhD, he joined International Research and Columbia forecast application in developing methods of forecasting crop yield at field and regional scales. Research interests of Dr. Mishra are hydrology and watershed management, crop yield modeling, and climate change analysis and application. He has published more than 100 papers in various international and national journals and conference proceedings. Dr. Mishra will be speaking on, irrigation and IoT, and I have requested that time is 20 minutes and content should be more that youngsters should understand the, this IoT and, some methodology. We will emphasize on that, I have requested. And now I request Dr. Mishra to start, please. Dr. Ashok Mishra.
Good evening, sir. Everybody, thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Mishra, for introducing me. And it's a nice time to utilize this lockdown time by discussing the research and knowledge with senior research colleagues, and also get some idea to improve my research vision here. So should I, sir, share my screen or?
You have used Zoom. Have you used? Excuse me. Have you used Zoom? No. Otherwise, he's putting the.
Yeah. Now it is here.
Now you can see it. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. So you can see for today's discussion, I have taken one quote from Earth Day on 22nd of this month. Jal hai jeevan ka anmol ratnan, isse bachane ka karen jatan. I was so impressed with this quote that I have taken for my discussion today. With this, today I am here to present my research and learnings on IoT for agricultural water management. So let me start. Basically,
next slide, please.
Not working.
No, it will not work. You tell forward and reverse, please.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody will
So
change it.
I divided my presentation in aspects like background of the topic, IoT for agricultural water management. So background, I have covered a little bit importance of water and water used in agricultural sector. Then I decided to have a part farm water management. then IoT from farm water management, what we did at IIT Kharagpur, and then IoT farm experiment, means what experiment we have performed, and a little bit very brief result, what we learned from IoT implementation in agricultural water management, especially irrigation management. And then based on these two ideas, the conclusions I have drawn. And then a few challenges, because this is a webinar, so I think it could be better to put the challenges forward so that researchers and colleague researchers can take this idea to improve this IoT and sensor applications in agriculture. So first,
You tell forward. You want next slide, please. Next slide.
yeah, next slide. Then water use in agriculture. We generally, we know very well that more than 70% of the available water or fresh water, it is used in agriculture. And if we discuss about Asia specific region, then I learned that more than our 60 to 70% it is used by developed countries like Japan, then China, South Korea. India uses somewhere near about 75 to 90% of the available fresh water, along with Indonesia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Thailand. In countries like Pakistan, Vietnam, Bhutan, it is used 90 to 90%, and Nepal uses near about 95 to 100% of the available fresh water for agriculture, because there is less industrial and other development. So what we learned from this data or this information, that high water withdrawal simply indicates lower water use efficiency, or we can say productivity, as well as poor irrigation infrastructure and equipment development. Next, please. Then if we discuss worldwide food production and water availability first, because our challenge is water here. So we learned that in last decades, world production of cereal was maximum in terms of per capita availability in 1984-86, which has reduced to near about 325 kg per capita per year. So simply FAO in 2003 and 13 showed that food production is reducing, means in terms of availability per capita per year. At the same time, global water scarcity, once we are looking, it is showing that in 2000, we were having, at least in India, if we are focusing, we were having sufficient water, or near about more than 200 cubic meter per person per year water was available. The projection simply suggests that in 2050 or by 2050, it will be reduced to somewhere in between 1000 to 2000. So in one way, food production is decreasing, and in another way, water scarcity is also increasing. Our availability of water is increasing. Next, please. And if we see in India about land and water availability conditions, India needs to feed near about 1390 million people by 2025. We have near about 1337 now. So it is increased population by 2025. We have land availability per capita near about or less than 0.3 hectare per person, which was earlier more near about 0.5 hectare per person because of less population. And if we just see the water availability per person, it has reduced from more than 5,000 cubic meter per person per year to in 2008 near about 1,700 cubic meter per person per year, which is further reduced to near about 1,500 at this present time per cubic meter per person per year. Next. So these are the simple scenarios. And if we just see water scarcity conditions, there are three conditions: physical water scarcity, there is no water or reducing water condition, approaching physical water scarcity, or it may be economical water scarcity. Economical water scarcity means we have water, but it's simply running off without use. In India, we can see in this Ganges basin, we have sufficient water. If we are accounting in terms of volumetric water availability annually, we have sufficient water. So what we have, we do not have sufficient infrastructure, or we do not have, in other terms, efficiency of this water which is available within our land. So it is coming under economic water scarcity for India especially. Next. Then we can see water reality. What is the water reality? For adequate living standard, simply Western and industrialized countries utilize more than 200 cubic meter per person per year. However, at the same time, if we see the globally, there is more than 7,000 cubic meter per person per year water that is available or renewed annually. However, if we compare these two conditions and see the scarcity condition worldwide and in India, it's simply, we can say, though there is enough water for at least 3 times the present population, water scarcity is simply means showing or highlighting the mismanagement condition. Means availability is there, but it is not available when it is required or where it is required. Next, please. So we can see water use by sectors as well. That is, one thing is it's a scarcity, but here we can see the wastage, how much wastage we are producing or how much wastage of water is there from agricultural and other sectors, especially agriculture, because we are talking about agriculture today. If we compare since 1900 to 2025, it is near about 1/3 water which is diverted towards agriculture, it is waste. With respect to withdrawal and consumption, almost 1/3 of water is waste. In domestic sector, if we compare, there is more than 5 times we are wasting. Least water is used and more it is wasted there. And the same scenario is industrial sector. Reservoirs have a limited capacity to store. So capacity of storing water has not increased in that ratio in which we have increased our utilization pattern as well as the wastage pattern. So scarcity, and second is the wastage. So waste also estimate, or simply we can say waste estimates highlight mismanagement. So there are 2 conditions, scarcity and waste of water in different sectors, and we are now focusing towards our agricultural sector and especially for India. Next, please. Once we have wastage, we have realized the consequences of our mismanagement of water in recent past decades. Waterlogging and salinity is well-known problem for North Indian states, few of North Indian states, and everybody is taking this as a challenge, how to remove excessive groundwater exploration. You can see in more and more areas, it is reducing groundwater and reaching or reducing more than 4 meters below than normal condition it was earlier. So these are just information and figure for 2014. So these simply shows us or simply realize us or bring us to realize that though water is available, but it's mostly waste and mismanagement which is leading a kind of problem. And that waste is because 70 to 80% in India, at least 80% water, it is diverted to agriculture. If we save this diversion or say simply reduce a part of this water going as waste, we can have a quite good scenario of water availability. So this is basically the background where I want to focus towards agricultural water management by using efficient technologies or sensors network that is coming under IoT idea. Next, please. So this, what could be the solution for sustainability or say simply better use of the water? Simple idea is, if we reduce a part of wastage from agricultural water diversion by simply meaning of precise application of irrigation, we can save the water. And this will support us long-term water security for people and the environment where it is required. Water paradigm shift in recent last year, those are also important once we are talking about the water management. Like water related problems are due to changes in climate, land use pattern, land use and population dynamics. These are the problems. So what could be the solution? Because agriculture is using huge amount of water, sensor-based solution has to evolve. What it could be? GIS, GPS mounted, IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence based decision making. How much water? Because irrigated area has near about 35% of the total arable area. We have near about 142 million hectare in our country, but their efficiency of irrigation is not improved. Very less efficiency is there. So that's why I picked an idea of rice irrigation, and especially in Boro season. Boro season means summer season, the third season, that is in Bengal area, where near about 4,000 millimeter of water is used to cultivate 1 hectare, or say simply cultivate the Boro rice. However, in this idea, there are certain issues and deserve special attention of engineers or like people as researchers. What are those? Uncertainty issues. There are uncertainty of using such kind of ideas. Like what uncertainty? Like climate change and extreme events, which we are now experienced by everybody. Then second, if we have developed any method, what is the risk averse to farmers, or how much farmers are willing to take, or what are the risks farmer can bear, or this particular idea can produce or can generate. So these are the ideas behind the solution and sustainability by using any technical approach. Next, please. Then I introduced here, let us use Internet of Things, IoT. So what is IoT? Just for a very, very simple definition. IoT is simply a system of integrated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, it could be animals or people, that are provided with unique identifier based on some location, some specific idea, some specific condition, or whatever it is for which we are trying to generate the information, and the ability of these to transfer data for a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. What it is in general, we have like drones we are using water management, simply means like sprinklers, drip, any sensors network, soil moisture sensors, machines for routine operations or specific operations like in farm we are using. So this is the simple idea of IoT. Next, by keeping this IoT in mind that we can connect, next please. Here I have, or we have used one simple IoT for precision irrigation management. What it does, this simply automates the pump. A pump automation is there, like control on water, pump operation remotely by farmers for his or her convenience. Then precise water application, how much water to be irrigated, precisely it is diverted to the field. And it also gives information about crop and water in the field at any time, real time. So this is the idea what we have developed, what we have used here are basically tested here. Next, please. So this simple IoT has components, basically 4 major components. One is water depth sensor, because we have tested this idea in rice paddy fields, that is in Boro season. There is a water depth sensor, how much water is there in the field. And to that information, there is a signal transmitter which transmits how much water is there in the field. Then there is a main hub or processing center where signal receiver and processor is there. Then we have a GSM transmitter which transmits those information further to a location where data storage and processing is done. That is basically the IoT system. Here we have pump actuator as well. And then next it is used the information which is generated and processed by the user, farmer, or any stakeholder. That is information, and based on that, it is decision that could be taken by the farmer or user. So these are the 4 broad components which we have assembled, or which are assembled here in this IoT system. Next, please. Then in field sensor, water depth sensor, it is used basically OptiSound 3010C, ultrasonic. Basically, it's ultrasonic based water level gauge. Its range is 0.25 to 5 meter. It works from -40 to 80 degrees Celsius. It gives signal output. These are the technical details, 4 to 20 milliampere. And it generates impulsive signals. Every, we can set after how many minutes or seconds or hours signals should be generated to get the information of water depth in the field. Basically, in this particular experiment, what we did, we have used AWD, alternate wetting and drying, which is basic idea that if water level reduces from ground surface below 15 centimeter, then we need to irrigate. However, what farmers usually does, they apply water when there is no water in the field. So field is almost saturated, but again it is flooded to a 7 to 8 centimeter of water. However, in this IoT decision, we have taken that the moment water level goes 15 centimeter below the field surface, we are simply flooding up to 5 centimeter, not more than that. This particular field sensor has a signal transmitter that is Arduino based, code 2530, which is working on personal area network communication, sends impulsive signal to the storage center. Next, please. Then control unit has signal receiver and processor. First, it has one-way communication from the Arduino, gets Arduino signal from Arduino from the field, water level information. Then there is a GSM transmitter, two-way communication. It uses SIM card and it sends and receives information from net and phones. Then we have a pump actuator which controls star delta connection processing. Then there is a wired connection from water meter to this control unit that gives information how much water it is pumped from the groundwater to the field. So we have two way of measurement. One is volumetric measurement by this water meter, and second in-field depth of water that much got diverted by the pump. Next, please. Then the last units are IoT, where artificial intelligence is used to decide the decision, or means information dissemination, and then it is end user or user interface. In GSM based information, real-time clock-based water level in the field is received. Power information in the pump house, pump on-off timing, decision-based information, water flow from the pump to the field, those are recorded. What we can do here, these are two more, which though we have not followed, but these are as well possible. like groundwater depth, because that is important to find out how much groundwater table is getting depleted every year. And the second part could be weather parameter, like we can mount a weather station there as well. User interface, it is simple, our Android phone based system, which receives in regional language the information through SMS, like power is off, power goes off, start the pump, shut down the pump, there is sufficient water in the field, now it is time to close the pump. So these are the information which is received from the processing unit through IoT to the user. And there are, the important thing is binary option based decisions are there. If you want to start, just like for an example, want to start the pump, press 1. So automatically it will start the pump there. So this is what this IoT has. Next, please. Just 3 minutes. Next, please. So once it is implemented in the field for Boro season 2018-19, what results we got, this is what I want to show you here. In IoT managed field, 2 fields of 320 square meter we have selected to test IoT and conventional condition. In IoT fields, irrigation was applied when water level reduces 15 centimeter in IoT AWD pipe below the field surface, and every time it was flooded up to 50 centimeter above the land surface, 50 millimeter above the land surface. In conventional condition, our typical farmers management field, when surface is still saturated, water is removed or flood, there is no flooding, more than 50 millimeter water is maintained or supplied to the field. So this is the water use pattern in the field in 2 conditions. Next, please. Based on these water conditions, or water use condition in these 2 side by our neighboring fields, what we have learned, there was near about 14.68% reduced water depth used by IoT plot as compared to conventional plot. So in conventional, it was 2520 millimeter water that was used, and in IoT, it was 2150 millimeter water that was used. If we accumulate the water that has been used, IoT-based management used 13.57% less water with respect to conventional plot or conventional irrigation condition. And if we compare the total amount in terms of depth, conventional plot used 308 millimeter of water, whereas IoT managed condition utilized only 2860 or used 2860 millimeter of water for Boro season 2018. Next, please. So based on these experiments, what we learned about the yield of rice, there was near about 3% more production of rice. So IoT based irrigation has a better return. You can compare 1 meter by 1 meter plot or field based sampling or field observation for total field of 320 meter, less than 1 meter by 1 meter of 3 plots. And in another way, once we have compared the field water use efficiency, we got near about 4 kg per millimeter of water used in IoT system means produced, and field water use efficiency we got in conventional condition near about 2 kg per millimeter of water. So there is near about 20% gain in field water use efficiency. Based on these results, we concluded, next please, that water saving of about somewhere 13 to 15% is possible by adopting the IoT-like sensors, integrated AWD method in rice cultivation as compared to conventional farmer practice. Since it was Boro season cultivation, it had more lateral and vertical losses, and water use efficiency of the system could be improved in such kind of especially Boro condition by checking the lateral and vertical losses. So it will improve the water use efficiency a little bit. IoT based irrigation has better return with respect to the conventional farmer practice of irrigation, as the field water use efficiency is about 18 to 20% higher in IoT based irrigation system that we have applied here. And this is the most important, that efficient sensors, integrated IoT could become an effective and improving way of farming or farmer's life with increased return and reduced effort in day-to-day life. Like he can start on off the pump from home or in the night whenever it is required, need not to go there. So that is also reducing the effort in day-to-day life. So these are the basically the findings, and we can say conclusion of using the IoT. But next please. It's more important for us what we learned here, that there are good challenges. At least for engineers like us, we have challenges which must be addressed or which must be tried to cover here, like sensors. Here we used basically ultrasonic sensor for water depth. But once we are using the same idea IoT for other crops where soil moisture measurement is required, it's most important to get a quality sensor that is having precision, that is also not generally cost effective, though in the market it's available 100 to 200 rupees sensors, but they are not usable. Reason being, after a few days, it's a corrosion, or it is the 2 times or maximum 3 times use is aberration that changes the calibration of these sensors. So quality, precision, and cost, that is the most important. Cost, we have good sensor, but they are costing near about 3,000, 5,000 or 10,000, which cannot be afforded by the farmer. And durability of these sensors. Second important aspect is network.
Dr. Ashok Mishra,
just sir, 1 minute, just 1 minute.
Sorry to interrupt you because it's
yeah, 1 minute. Network, like we should have one independent network, or it should be a kind of hired network. Data can be stored in cloud, or it should be in a storage device. Just like hired and independent network example is like GSM. We have used your private network GSM like Airtel, but cannot we have any other which is independent and more effective like radio or any other signal. Third important aspect is like analysis, open source versus licensed software, because every time we are updated, means softwares are getting updated version, these systems or these sensors are creating problem. And the last important challenge is processing of the data, whether it should be an operating system based or it should be a kind of open platform based where there is no limitation of software and platform of analysis. With this idea, where I'm giving some challenges, if we can address, I'm finishing my discussion today. And thank you. Next, please.
Thank you, Dr.
And the last quote is, adaptation is challenging. So it's your suggestion now, how to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Mishra. I think we are running late. I think it's an interesting topic about water. We already have also tomorrow another one, a speaker on the safe water management. I don't see any questions right now coming inside. I think we'll combine together tomorrow and we take up, because we have a second speaker and we have it. We don't have anybody in questions raising hand. We have system, they can raise the hand. Nobody has questions. And Ashok Mishra, I have seen, yes, somebody now. Just one second. Uday Kokade, can you, no, 1 minute, Uday Kokade. No, actually the timing is very, very short. We have another speaker. We are given 20 minutes to 10 minutes and it's very short because we have to complete. Another speaker has to complete. Actually, I would request the speakers, if you stick to the time only this program, because this is not a presenting paper. This is to help the youngsters to formulate. Please, next time. Now let's take one question. Uday, please tell me a question fast.
Excuse me, Syed. The option of clicking the hand is not coming anymore. I don't know what happened.
Okay, we'll sort it out afterwards. Thank you.
So Uday is online. Can you ask him the question?
Yeah, Uday, can you please?
Yeah. Hello.
Ask the question, please.
What is the plan to overcome those problems?
We will
mention in sensors actually.
Okay, yeah. Sensors we'll cover tomorrow also. We are going to actually give he told me there's problem with sensors, especially the depth sensor he was talking about, radar sensors available at low cost, and ultrasonic sensor he was talking. We will talk about sensors in this training program also. So we will see tomorrow some other sensors for which are measuring water level. So we'll discuss. Any other solution? You have a sensor, Dr. Mishra?
Yes, Dr. Mishra.
Yes, sir.
Any solution you have a sensor, another sensor?
Sir, we have sensors for soil moisture measurement.
Now, what is the cost?
But
Approximate.
if it is good for multi-use, it is going to more than 2,000, 2,500. Like,
No, rupees. What is the accuracy, sir?
that is accuracy means percentage-wise, it is going to means 0.05%.
Which
Accuracy.
makes because we had a discussion when Alagu Sundaram was there also, because their soil moisture is not available in India, and I'm trying for last 2 years to find out.
No,
So
no.
this we'll have a discussion. I think
Yes, sir.
for
We
moisture sensor
developed
we'll have
based on
discussion.
Divine 5,000 based sensor, but the problem is the same. If it is 2 times inserting in the soil, because of abrasion, calibration changes.
Yeah, agree. So, but there are sensors available, MPS sensors. We'll discuss about this tomorrow. We will see. So we'll have more sensors. One question. Now, next question. I'll just see, because we don't have time, because it's already 15 minutes. Next speaker. I think we want to continue speakers to be allowed. I think we have to be
Two-line observation.
Please.
Yes.
Okay, this is Vijay Lapsetwar. Thank you, Dr. Ashok. Very fantastic.
No, you
precise-
ask the question, please. Please ask the question, please.
Yeah.
We don't have time.
The last slide I liked, that is adaptability is a challenge, and
Yeah.
it remains a challenge. We all have been trying all our lives to get things on the ground, but they are not happening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think
Thank
we
you,
close
sir.
this.
Thank you, sir.
I would ask, I'm sorry, really out of time, because as you see the time, we have to close at correct time. So I ask now Dr. Indramani to introduce the second speaker. I'm very sorry for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Indramani?
To the experts. So you can directly write to our get connect to Dr. Ashok Mishra. He is in IIT Kharagpur only. Now we have our friend Dr. Shibendu Shankar Ray. He is from IRI, and now present is the director of Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast. This is a very important of agriculture and farmers welfare. It was instituted in 2012, and yesterday we had its foundation day. So Dr. Ray obtained his master's and doctorate, as I said,